Will Mike Vrabel be out as head coach of the New England Patriots?
My dad, die hard Pats fans. Everyone says that Patriots fans are the most annoying in the NFL, and they're correct.
Get sporty.
In sports, I understand it is midsummer. The World Cup is in full swing. The WNBA season is humming. NBA trades in the offseason are making headlines, but in America, NFL is king, and it is never too early to start talking some football, which is why one of the markets we want to discuss today is, will Mike Vrabel be out as coach of the New England Patriots by December 31st, 2026? Will Mike Vrabel be out as head coach of the New England Patriots by December 31st, 2026? Now, just to sort of paint the picture, because Mike Vrabel last year took a franchise that was 3-14 and turned them around, and they went 14-3. They won the AFC, they went to the Super Bowl, and he won Coach of the Year. But the reason he's in the news this summer is for off-season scandal, where he is being accused of having an extramarital affair with an NFL reporter, Diana Rossini.
Okay, and what does Diana look like? Because we got to see if it's justified.
Now, you see, this is exactly why I said you go to Instagram for looking people up instead of Google. You see?
What's her name? Diana Rossini.
Listen, I'm not here to objectify women, but Diana Rossini is an attractive, age-appropriate woman. She looks good for her age, and she's age-appropriate for Mike Vrabel, so I will give him that. But it's been a juicy scandal. Not only is he an NFL reporter, and they got caught taking a trip to Sedona together. There's a whole story about the time they took a boat trip together, and a little bit later she delivered a baby and named him Michael. So now it's whether or not he's actually the father of Diana Rossini's child. So this is all the scandal. This is the only way a coach who has been as successful as Mike Vrabel would be on the hot seat in any way. But even regardless of the scandal, I would say for Mike Vrabel to be fired as Patriots head coach, they would have to start 0-15 next year. And even then, I don't think they would fire him, because first of all, the Patriots as an organization are no stranger to cheating scandals. It's just more cheating scandals are on the football field. But even off the field, for kind of salacious incidents like this, their owner, Robert Kraft, got in trouble. He got arrested for a rub and tug a few years ago.
Was literally going to say that. I'm like, I think they understand those dynamics. And I do think, like, to your point of, Deflategate or whatever, they're willing to do anything to win, I think. And I think they're willing to do a little hush-hush. And that's what makes them, the best franchise in the history of sports, maybe.
You're saying that because you are a Pats fan, or at least you grew up a Pats fan, right?
I grew up a Pats fan. Full disclosure, full honesty. I've dipped out. I know nothing about what's going on in the NFL and the Patriots. When you said Mike Vrabel was the coach, that was news to me. And
wow. Okay, so you are truly. So no matter what you say, your yes/no take at the end of this segment truly doesn't matter. But continue.
It truly does not matter. Here's my thing. It's like, you know what? When you said that too, I thought that's awesome, because the Vrabel days were from the ones that I remember. You know what I mean? Those were the days, and I'm like, oh, that guy. That's
another reason his job is probably safe. He's a Boston legend for actually winning Super Bowls as a player with the organization. But you grew up a Pats fan because your father is a diehard Pats fan, right? He's from New Hampshire and loves the Pats.
That's right. My dad, die-hard Pats fans. We, where most people fly American flags out their front door, we had a giant, obnoxious Patriots flag. Okay. And my dad, if the Patriots would win, which was a lot, back then, we were on a run. He would run outside barefoot, sometimes with his shirt off. He'd pull the flag out of the pole and do a lap around our neighborhood, just screaming like, woo! Just do a full lap. And everyone was just like, all right, yeah, Curtis is doing his thing, But
So I think it's safe to say Mike Vrabel is certainly safe in your father's eyes. Do you think your father would have any kind of reaction to this scandal, and one that he could proudly share in front of your mother?
well, they're divorced, so yes, proudly.
Oh, so he's definitely on Vrabel's side.
Let's just say, back when he was flying that flag, they were together, and they're not now. Weird. Weird coincidence there. But yeah.
Now your love of Jackass is starting to make sense. Like, I'm putting all the pieces of Cole and Garrett together.
Yeah, my parents weren't really watching me a lot in my teen years. I was able to go out and tie fishing line across the trees.
While your dad was running shirtless, carrying a Pats flag around the Boston neighborhood, drunk out of his mind.
Yeah, I think, you know what? Everyone says that Patriots fans are the most annoying in the NFL, and they're correct. They are. And I honestly think that my dad is a big reason why I don't like him being annoying about being a fan. Is like what I started getting into my teen years, and I was just kind of like, this is fucking goofy. You know what I mean? Like, I was like,
too much.
It's too much. And then I started being like, why do you care this much? And then it's like, why does anyone care? And then you start spiraling. You know what I mean?
So your father was such a big Patriots fan that it literally led you to an existential crisis as a teenager. Just to be like, why does anyone care about anything this much?
That's correct. And it's literally why I stopped watching sports is because of that. Yeah, I was literally like, I think you're too invested in this, and it's weird. And
well, you really are kind of proving the point that I had, my inclination. Like, Mike Vrabel's job is safe because the two communities he truly needs to have in his back with respect to this is drunk Pats fans and professional athletes. And if you want to be forgiven for cheating on your wife, those are two great audiences to have. Like, the drunk Pats fan and the professional athlete is not going to care about what you're doing outside of your marriage as long as the team is winning games.
100% agree with that.
Okay, so then let me ask you this. Even though you didn't even know he was currently the coach, will Mike Vrabel be out and fired as the head coach of the New England Patriots by December 31st, 2026? Yes or no?
Nah, I think he's staying in, man. You're a legacy there. I think they're going to treat you right. You did a lot of good things as a player, first and foremost. I think that's the thing that's saving him. If he was a regular-ass guy and still did, 14-3 last season, if he's a regular-ass guy and then there's a scandal and he's only been there for a year, I'm saying, it's on the fence. I think it's on the fence, and especially if the shit comes out and it's true. But the fact that he's like a legacy and, you know what I mean? Like, bro put his body on the line. He was a linebacker, right? I think he was like an outside linebacker.
Right.
I mean, you know what I mean? Bro got CTE for the greater good of the Patriots. And, that could be, part of what's going on here. But who knows? That's neither here nor there. But I would say, yeah, I think his job is safe. I do.
Okay. Yeah, Mike Vrabel, tenured in Patriots franchise lore. And, yeah, I agree. Probably will not be out as the coach anytime soon.